Hello and welcome back to Selenium training. In this tutorial, we'll be going through Introduction to Selenium. We are going to cover these topics. We'll be looking at what is Selenium, Selenium features, different Selenium components, and comparison of them. So let's get started. One of the most frequently asked question is, what is Selenium? Generally, people get confused about Selenium by looking at different components like Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver, RC, and Grid. Selenium is a very powerful automation tool for web applications. It's mainly used for automation testing for web applications, but it's certainly not limited to just that. Any web task can also be automated. For example, you're bored of filling your timesheet every time. You can quickly automate it with Selenium IDE. If there are daily web-based administration tasks, you should definitely automate them using Selenium WebDriver. Selenium is composed of following main components, and each one has its own specific functionality. They work together for an effective web automation. First one is Selenium IDE. It's a Firefox add-on and provides UI to easily start with Selenium. It provides record and playback feature to quickly develop and run tests. Next one is Selenium WebDriver. It is best for full web automation. WebDriver drives browser natively like an end user and provides multi-language support, multi-browser support, and multi-operating system support. If you are looking for complete web application automation, it's recommended that to use Selenium WebDriver. Next one is Selenium RC. Selenium RC is predecessor of Selenium WebDriver. RC drives browser using JavaScript and also provides multi-language support, multi-browser support, and multi-operating system support similar to WebDriver. Selenium RC is officially deprecated and it's not recommended to use for web automation. Next one is Selenium Grid. It allows distributed and parallel running of Selenium automation scripts by using multiple Selenium WebDriver or Selenium RC nodes. Going further, we'll be looking into each individual component in detail. Selenium will not work for desktop applications or Windows applications. This is one more thing to note. If you are thinking that you can automate your desktop applications or Windows applications with Selenium, no, you can't do that. Selenium provides a very rich set of features for automating web applications. Let's look into those features. Please note that the respective Selenium component which provides the feature is mentioned in the brackets at the end. First one is it's open source and free. That's great. You can take it and start using. There's nothing to pay, no cost. It provides record and playback feature. You can run tests on multiple browsers like IE, Google Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Safari. You can run tests on multiple operating systems like Windows, Mac OS, Unix, Linux, and Solaris. It supports multiple languages like Java, C#, Ruby, and Python. You can use Selenium with a number of testing frameworks like JUnit, TestNG, NUnit to make your automation more effective. It allows distributed and parallel running of tests on multiple browsers and operating systems. The next one is Selenium automation is independent of the language in which you have developed your web application. If your web application is developed with C#, you can still use Selenium with Java to automate it. It works absolutely fine. You can add your custom functionality to Selenium by using user extensions. You can get Selenium source code as it's open source and customize it or enhance it as required to suit your requirements. All these features make Selenium a very powerful and robust tool for web automation. It's almost like it has become industry standard web automation tool. In short, Selenium is a free web automation tool that works on multiple browsers, multiple operating systems, and you can use it with multiple languages. That's the main power of Selenium. Also, You don't need to stick with or learn a particular language. Like in case of QTP, you need to use VB only. Many people get started with Selenium IDE. If you are not already experienced with a programming or scripting language, you can use Selenium IDE to get familiar with Selenium. Using the IDE, you can create simple test scripts quickly, sometimes within seconds. Selenium IDE is very powerful and useful if you want to quickly create scripts to test your web application. It provides an easy interface for developing, running, debugging test scripts or test suites. It's a Firefox add-on. It's not available for other browsers. It provides record and playback functionality to quickly develop and run scripts. It can only run scripts on Firefox and it's not available for other browsers. You can't run scripts on other browsers. You can export the Selenium IDE recorded test in multiple languages to use with Selenium WebDriver. This is really a great feature. Now let's go and look at how Selenium IDE looks and some basic functionality of Selenium IDE. I'm opening Firefox browser. First, let's download and install Selenium IDE. I'm going to Selenium website. Here, click on download link, and from here you can download Selenium IDE. Here is the link. Download latest release version. The latest version is 2.8.0 for now. So click on that link. Because IDE is Firefox add-on, it will straight away start Firefox add-on installation procedure. Click on allow. Install. Once installed, you need to restart Firefox. So let's restart. Okay, it's restarted. After installation, you can find out Selenium IDE in menu. I'm clicking on Alt F to see the menu. You can go to Tools, and from here you can launch Selenium IDE. Click on Selenium IDE. This is how Selenium IDE looks, and you can see by default it's recording. So now it's recording whatever user actions you do in the browser, they will be recorded. Let's look at record and playback feature of Selenium IDE. That's the main feature of Selenium IDE. Let's say that I'm looking to purchase a laptop. So let's go to Firefox. Let's go to eBay site. So here, let's go and search for a laptop. So you can see that here it's in recording mode. So whatever user actions you do in the browser, they will be recorded. Let's enter Dell laptop and click on search button. You can see that the actions are getting recorded. Now the actions are recorded. Let's stop recording and you can play back. Click on play button. You can see those actions are getting played. Let's play one more time. It has opened eBay page, entered Dell laptop, clicked on search button. You can see the search results in the page. This is really great. Very quickly we have recorded and played back. We created a test case for searching a product in eBay. That's great. Once recorded, now you can export those steps in multiple languages. You can go to options, format, and whatever format you want, you can change to that format. Let's say Java JUnit 4 WebDriver, and you can see the respective Java code here. If you are working with C#, you can just click on options, format, and go to C# NUnit WebDriver. You can see the code is changed to C# now. You can easily export the code from here, file, export test case as whatever format you want. Just click on it and export that. It's really very easy. Generally, It's not recommended that you do all your test automation using Selenium IDE. It doesn't provide full programming language power to build your automation framework with keyword-driven and data-driven concepts. Let's look into Selenium WebDriver now. In the actual Selenium automation job, Selenium WebDriver is the main component that you use a lot. It's best and recommended for complete web testing automation. Selenium WebDriver was released as part of Selenium 2.0. WebDriver is designed in a simpler and better way as required for modern web applications, along with addressing some limitations in Selenium RC. WebDriver uses browser native commands to drive the browser, which is very robust. When you are working with a browser, respective browser internal commands are called for your user actions, like you are clicking on a button, link, or you are entering some input values. Whenever you do that, the respective browser internal commands, native commands, they are called. WebDriver directly uses those browser internal commands to drive the browser like an end user. In case of Selenium RC, it uses equivalent JavaScript commands to drive the browser instead of using the browser native commands. Following our main Selenium 1.0 or Selenium RC limitations that are addressed by Selenium WebDriver. Issues when working with pop-ups, dialogues, multiple browsers, file upload and download. These are some of the issues with Selenium 1.0. One main reason for these issues is Selenium RC uses JavaScript to drive the browsers, and different browsers work differently with JavaScript when it comes to advanced and complex stuff. WebDriver is more object oriented when compared to Selenium 1.0. You can work with web elements, windows, dialogues by creating objects for them. Going further, it supports or runs old Selenium RC code so that you can still use your old Selenium RC code instead of rewriting it using Selenium WebDriver. You can use multiple programming languages like Java, C#, Ruby, Python with WebDriver for maximum flexibility, control, and extensibility in your automation. It can run tests on multiple browsers like IE, Google Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Safari. It also works on multiple operating systems like Windows, Mac OS, Unix, Linux, and Solaris. As mentioned earlier, Selenium RC is predecessor of Selenium WebDriver. RC drives browser using JavaScript. It also supports multiple browsers, multiple operating systems, multiple languages, as in case of Selenium WebDriver. This is the main thing. So Selenium RC is officially deprecated and it's not recommended to use for web automation. Finally, let's look at Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid allows distributed and parallel running of test cases. You cannot use Selenium Grid to develop automation scripts. It's mainly to run them. Selenium Grid helps in running large test suites faster by breaking them down. For example, if you have 1000 tests to run, you can distribute them over 3 or 4 machines and you can run them faster to save time. Selenium Grid also helps running test suites against multiple browsers, multiple versions of browsers, and browsers running on different operating systems. For example, if you have 100 tests to run on multiple combinations like IE10 and Windows, IE11 and Windows, Safari and Mac OS, Firefox and Linux, these are different combinations that occur in real world. You can use Selenium Grid to run them distributed and in parallel across multiple machines. When you run Selenium Grid, it works as a central hub and you can start multiple Selenium WebDriver nodes to register under it to execute tests distributed. Selenium Grid is now part of Selenium Server. Earlier it was available as a separate tool. Let's look at some real-world scenarios. As an automation tester, you want to do certain functionality. Let's see which Selenium component is best for you. You want to do record and playback. then Selenium IDE is best for you. You want to run tests on multiple browsers, then it's Selenium WebDriver. You want to run tests on multiple operating systems, then it's again Selenium WebDriver. You want to do complete automation for your web application, then it's again Selenium WebDriver. If you want to do distributed and parallel running of tests, then you need to use Selenium Grid. If you want to add custom functionality, you want to have some user extensions and with that add custom functionality that you want to use, then you can do that with any Selenium components, either IDE or WebDriver Grid. You can add your custom functionality. Customize or enhance the source code to suit your requirements. All the Selenium components are free and available as open source projects. You can get them and you can change the source code to meet your requirements.